Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Moviestar Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I have Ed Asner on the program today.
How cool is that?
Yeah, from the Mary Tyler Moore Show way back in the day. He's also done a ton of voice work. He was the voice of the gentleman in Up, the old man in the house with the balloons tied to it. Remember that? So, funny thing is, I just recently had an event that I went to where one of the animators from Up was there. So, kind of a interesting little coincidence. Got a quote for today as well. Elizabeth Cady Stanton says, "The best protection any woman can have is courage."
And who is that?
Elizabeth Cady Stanton.
Do you know who she is?
Well, she has a lot of courage, I can tell you that. Did I tell you that Ed Asner's on the program
Yes,
today?
you did.
All right, we've got Ed Asner coming up. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Moviestar Monday. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Monday, the 22nd day of October. Today is National Nut Day. So I wonder if that's like peanut or like crazy person. Probably peanut, right?
I would assume.
Because it wouldn't be nice to call a person a nut.
Right.
I know people do that. Don't do that. That's not nice. It's also National Color Day. So there you go. A lot of stuff. No, not really. Two things. There's two things today. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Heidi, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You tell me. Do you think this is a golf course or a rehab center? The Pines, Wyoming, Michigan. The Pines. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
Golf course.
It is a golf course.
Ha!
Golf clapping for Heidi. Yeah. All right. Coming up, we got your brain on drugs. I think you're cheating. There's just no way you can get that many right.
That one sounded like a golf course.
The Pines? It could be either one. For those of you playing along at home, do you get them all do you get as many right as Heidi does, or do you think she's cheating? Chime in on Facebook today. It's going to be the topic of the day.
I would not bother cheating at
I
this.
think Heidi's cheating. I'm pretty sure she is. Somehow she's crammed for the answer. She studied. She memorized every golf course in the nation. That's what she did. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Each day, we talk about people who do silly things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, you can learn more at TimeForRehab.com. A trip to the ice cream shop proved to be quite the eventful day for a Florida man. According to police, he was identified as Josh Verreau. He had a hankering for some frozen treats, pulled into the parking lot outside of the Royal Scoop, and he was driving recklessly when he pulled in, and he had extensive damage done, including shredding his front driver's side tire, rubber flying all over the place. Anyway,
Yikes.
When they got there, they noted the man seemed intoxicated, and he entered with no shirt on, and the police were called. He began speaking profanely, got himself all kinds of trouble. He got DUI, Battery and fraud. Gave his brother's name when he was arrested.
Oh,
So
that's
like,
nice.
If you're going to give someone's name, why
Wow.
your brother's name? Anyway, he got himself in a little bit of trouble. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all the details. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. A new report by Showbiz 911 found the ratings for Keeping Up with the Kardashians has gone down 20% in the last year.
You think so?
The report also claims Caitlyn Jenner has been cut off from the family, maybe. So, interesting. Have you ever watched that show?
No.
Nor have I.
No desire.
I've never seen a single episode. Or this one, Real Housewife. I've never seen any of those.
I haven't either.
I saw like a preview for one of those, and I was like, not for me. But Real Housewife of New Jersey, Teresa Guidance, shared an image of a weeping Statue of Liberty on her Instagram page to mark her husband's deportation to Italy. And then finally, spy photographer caught Mary-Kate Olsen sneaking a cigarette at the Creative Time Gala in New York. Ooh.
Isn't she like 30 years old?
No,
Who
she's
cares?
not that old. She's in her 20s, I'm sure. So I don't know what the big deal is. Apparently, I don't know.
Who cares?
Smoking's not good for you, so that's maybe what they're talking about.
No, but
they-
she's of legal age, and they
Yeah.
are legal. It's not
I
like
know.
she's breaking the law. It's
I don't know.
ridiculous.
This is what they do, Heidi. The paparazzi, it's her job. Big screen, little screen on the John and Heidi Show. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by FreshPatch.com, promo code radio. A woman in Panama fell to her death from the 27th floor of a high-rise when she lost her balance taking a selfie.
Oh, boy.
The incident is under investigation. Police are focusing on a theory that a gust of wind might have knocked her off balance. So that is just a sad story. Do not take selfies in dangerous situations. There was a guy,
that happens so many times.
we
People
just
get
heard-
hit by trains.
There were like 250 in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We just had a story not too long ago, but there's one more on the list now, so that's just sad stuff. Now, here's a story that was just shared the other day, and I checked into it because I thought, this sounds really familiar. And I thought, did this happen again? But it's an oldie but a goodie. When I checked, like the guy that shared this on Facebook the other day didn't look. I did. I checked into it. I have a link. It's from 2003. But I do want to share it because it's been making its rounds on the internet again. But they don't have anything. They don't have a link. Like the thing that has been shared, there's no link. It just has the info, but like doesn't have the story. So I am a super sleuth, and I dug into it because that's the kind of thing I do for my people. And I also thought that I maybe had already read the story before. An 80-year-old man in India whose relatives thought he had died came back to life when they doused him with cold water as part of a funeral preparation. It's a good thing they didn't embalm him already.
Well, yeah.
They thought that he died of old age after his sister-in-law tried to wake him up for supper. So they called the coroner. They started the funeral proceedings. They doused him with cold water to clean him up, and he woke up. Can you imagine? Don't they check for a pulse there? You'd think so. Anyway, that is from 2003. But if you saw that flying around on the internet recently, it's not a new one. Because that's where I was going, I remember this happening. So I don't know if I remember.
I don't remember this happening. But
I don't know if I remember it from 2003 or if I remember it the last time it made its rounds on the internet, because that could have been last week. Who knows?
So bizarre.
Sears has filed for bankruptcy. Did you already know that? Is that old news? Does everybody know?
very
well, I
old
know a
news.
lot of the stores closed, but I didn't know if you knew that the whole company now has filed for bankruptcy. And after years of blurry vision, a 102-year-old woman in China said she finally decided to go have that surgery done on her eyes to help so she could see better. You know why?
Why?
It was affecting her video gaming. She's
funny.
102, and she's playing video games. Now, it's not Fortnite or Call of Duty or even Angry Birds. She's playing Solitaire.
Oh.
Yeah. She's been a hardcore fan since 2002. She was having trouble seeing the screen, so she went in and had cataract surgery so she can see better now. She says, this is my favorite video game. She plays it up to 30 minutes at a time, which, that's not that long. And then finally, a study says swearing at work can fight off stress. The study shows bad language serves the need for people for developing and maintaining solidarity as a mechanism to cope with stress. Heidi, do not even dare. I saw that smirk on your face. No.
I absolutely agree with this, though.
Yes, I do. Off the air, you can say whatever you want. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. Timeforrehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com. Thank you so much for listening. It's another Moviestar Monday, and today we have Ed Asner joining us. Ed, how are you, sir?
I'm tip-top.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. I think it's really kind of fun. You've got a one-man show that you're doing, A Man and His Prostate, and it sounds like the crowds have been loving this, so it sounds like a whole lot of fun. Where did the concept for this show come from?
Well, it came from the man who experienced the pain and indignity of prostate trouble, Ed Weinberger, who was a writer-producer on the Mary Tyler Moore Show and went on to other great successes after the show ended. And he suffered this indignity on a cruise ship to Italy and eventually wrote about it. And I have received great benefit from performing it.
And it sounds like a fun program, and the people that are seeing it are telling me that you're doing a great job, so keep up the good work. How long will this performance go? I know you've done several. Do you have it scheduled for the next year, or how long does the performance schedule go?
Well, as long as we get audiences. I need the intake.
Again, Ed Asner is our guest today, and he's a 7-time Emmy Award winner for acting from the Mary Tyler Moore Show. There's a whole generation of people that grew up watching you on that program. What is it like when people recognize you from that television show?
All I can think is, what took them so long?
And then one of my favorite characters that you had a chance to play, we watched the movie Elf with Will Ferrell, and you got to be Santa.
Right.
What was it like being Santa Claus? Because that was kind of a fun character for you, wasn't it?
Well, unbelievable. And I would say that most of the credit belongs to Jon Favreau, the writer-director, and to Will Ferrell, who was absolutely superb as my overgrown elf.
He did a very good job.
He's wonderful.
One of the things that many people listening might not realize, you do quite a bit of voice work as well, and they probably hear you, but maybe they don't necessarily know that it's you. So in the movie Up from Disney,
yeah.
you got to be the character in the movie Up, and
Right.
There's another show, a friend of mine told me I have to mention that you're one of the characters in Angry Beavers. I have to see this. I've not seen it yet, but he said that's a fun one too.
I've forgotten that I did it. I don't remember it.
Okay. Well, I'm
glad to hear that it's still making waves.
Very good. And you just won a voice award just recently for your voice acting as well, and congratulations on that.
Where did I win that? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I just read that you had won a voice acting award within like the last year.
No kidding. Did I win a voice? Yeah, my daughter thinks so. It didn't lodge like an arrow in my heart. So I'm very disappointed in myself.
Well, congratulations on that. And then here's another one that I just recently we binge watched the television program Cobra Kai, and you were Johnny's stepfather on there, and you were a character on there that maybe wasn't such a lovable character, but what is it like to get to play a character like that?
Well, it was well written. It was a very nice day, and I'm amazed at how much response that show got. Everybody was just tremendously pleased at the show and the continuation of those characters. And I don't remember what it was like doing the work, but it felt true to me. And I'll let it speak for itself.
Well, you did a phenomenal job, and the writers on that did
Thank
such
you,
a
man.
great job. They did a great job of making people see all of those characters from a whole new perspective, and it's been fun for us as viewers to watch that.
Yeah. I agree.
Again, our guest today for Moviestar Monday has been Ed Asner. Ed, we are out of time for today. I feel really, really bad because I got so many more questions that I want to ask you.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Well, if it's okay with you, I'd like to have you back on again next week to kind of ask a few more fun questions.
Thank you. I had fun. God love you.
Again, our guest today has been Ed Asner, and we'll have him back again next week for part 2 of our Moviestar Monday interview with Ed Asner. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mother's Day was quite literally invented to be anti-commercial. So they were saying, you know what, let's just have a holiday where we just say, hey, Mom, Happy Mother's Day. It's turned into a very commercial holiday where
Yeah, it has.
presents and gifts and cards
Yeah.
and flowers and lunch and all kinds of stuff. But I think that's really cool because, you know what, Mom deserves it. So I kind of like Mother's Day and Father's Day and Grandparents' Day and those kind of things. But there are some people that get really upset about that. They're like, it's just another opportunity to make people buy presents. I'm like, yeah, calm down. You don't buy your mom one anyway. So calm down. I don't know that you know who I'm talking about, but you know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Now, your grandiloquent word of the day. Salubrious. Salubrious. S-A-L-U-B-R-I-O-U-S. Salubrious is an adjective favorable to or promoting health or well-being. Salubrious. That's kind of a fun word to say, but I don't think I'll use that one.
I won't use that. I don't use
Salubrious.
any of these.
I do every once in a while. I groak you quite a bit. I participate in groking.
Yes, you
I learned
do.
that here. I was doing it before I learned the word, but groking means to stare longingly at somebody else's plate when you're done eating, or even if you're not eating at all.
That.
It's like you
You
can eat those tater tots. Can eat that? Thanks for listening. This has been your grandiloquent word again today. Salubrious. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. Now some weird news for you on a Monday. In an apparent bid to destroy evidence, a female drug suspect chewed and swallowed a glass crack pipe. That's not good.
Oh, my gosh.
Bad idea. She was arrested on narcotics and possession and tampering charges during the investigation. They found in her purse what they thought was a drug pipe. Anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
She stomped on it and, tried to eat it. So, small glass pipe with burnt residue. Anyway.
Can you imagine what that would do on the way out?
Yeah, that would be bad.
Oh, my.
She said, while I was doing this, she placed the pipe in her mouth and refused to open it. She started chewing in an attempt to swallow the glass crack pipe. Yeah, bad idea. She was charged with resisting arrest, a misdemeanor. Also, what else was she charged with? Tampering with physical evidence, a felony, and consuming a crack pipe.
And that's a thing, huh?
It's actually a felony. So it's a felony for consuming a crack pipe. You don't want to do that. That will end you up right here in the weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Walt Disney World security stopped a man from accidentally bringing a gun into the theme park. Marvin Shirka, I think is how you say his name. Anyway, he forgot that he left his black 9mm handgun in his backpack. Security found it at the checkpoint when they were walking in. He arrived at about 12:30 October 5th with a stroller and 2 children. They took the gun and confiscated the holster as well, 2 magazines, and 16 9mm bullets as evidence. The 33-year-old who told the police there, he said he is a fully disabled Marine Corps veteran. He did not have a state concealed weapons permit for that state. They decided not to arrest him because he did not have a felony record. He had his young children with him, and they needed someone to watch the kids. So the report also noted that he had transported the gun in his car in a legal way, so it was not readily accessible to his children. Disney issued a trespass warning, and the Department of Children and Families were also notified. He hopes he can be allowed back at the Disney park since he is a Disney annual pass holder who takes his children there often. So it doesn't sound
that
like
is
he intended.
easy to do. If you're a concealed carry.
Yeah, but he didn't have a permit for that state, so that's where they're saying
no. But you know what? It should be across state lines anyway.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that before you can drive from one state into another, you've got to first look up, can I still have my... I mean, it's just ridiculous. If you are approved in one state, it should carry out throughout the whole country.
Well, that's not how it is currently, and that's why there's an issue.
But I can see how he could forget about it. If you're used to carrying it with you at all times, it's very easy to forget you've got
nobody
it.
thinks there was anything up. They just think that it was just, as was stated.
And he's a hero.
Marine Corps veteran.
Leave the man alone.
Again, this is in our show notes if you want to read all about it at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Now, fake news or Florida. This story is either a true story that happened in the great state of Florida, or it's fake news made up to just trick my sweet little bride over here. Her name's Heidi. Hi, Heidi.
Hi.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Say hi to Heidi. Oh, that's not how radio works, so you can't hear them. But they said hi. All right, tell me, fake news or Florida? Police in Gainesville, Florida, said Sawutu Wright went to a Krispy Kreme at 1 a.m. demanding 10s and 20s and donuts. That was his holdup. I'm holding you up. I want 10s and 20s and donuts. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
Yeah. What gave that away?
The fact that there was a name.
Maybe I should have just said a man. But here's why I didn't do that. I don't know if Sawutu is a man or a woman. I don't know. I could have just said a person, someone. Yeah, maybe that's what I should have done. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. It's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. By the way, for those of you who have been liking that page lately, thank you for doing that. I've noticed quite a few new people. And also for the people that are doing the little, where you recommend the page. That's awesome. And thanks for the notes, too. That's cool.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of Odiva, the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. You ready for some good news, Heidi?
I am ready.
I think we need some good news on a Monday. How about this one right here? Struggling family loses their last $600 in an online auto scam. Well, that doesn't sound like good news.
Not at all.
Here's where the good news comes in. Stranger gives them his car. Oh, yeah. Despite being conned out of their savings by an online scam, a family's luck turned around after their story was broadcast on the radio, and it would completely renew their faith in humanity. Nathan and Madison Donovan were in the market for a car to drive so she could begin working at a downtown call center. Nathan had been unable to work after breaking his back in a car accident a few years ago, and since the bus system in their area doesn't run at night, there wasn't a way for her to get there and back. Anyway, they found an online loan company. They applied for a loan, and it required a $600 deposit as collateral. They forked over the cash, thinking they were going to be one step closer to the automobile. Well, days after they made the payment, the company's website was taken down. Their calls went unanswered. It was a scam.
Yeah, that's not legit.
They were in a bad situation, and when this story hit the media, it was on the radio in that area, and there was a person listening, a man by the name of Dennis LeBlanc. He was in the process of selling a 2007 Volkswagen Jetta, and he heard the story on the radio, and he said, you know what? They were trying to sell the car for about $3,700. They had only received a few lowball offers anyway. By that time, they were thinking about giving the car to a charity, and they said, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's give it to these guys. So it says here he was hesitant to visit a stranger giving away a perfectly good car. So the guy was thinking, I already got scammed once.
Right.
What are you doing? But he did show up, and LeBlanc said they were true to their word. With a gush of gratitude, Nathan simply got the Jetta and drove away. How cool is that? It says the good deed entirely changed their family's fortunes for the better. Everything is going to be awesome. The car is great, Nathan told CBC News. Madison is working full-time, and we are no longer on assistance. So I think that is an awesome story.
That is an awesome story.
I've got a link
I love that.
to that in the show notes if you'd like to read it at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.